You don't have to be Tony Robbins every day. But if you're in there low energy and like Eeyore, it's just going to drag everyone down. Leaders must generate their own energy.
Welcome to the Overlap Podcast, big business tactics for small business success. Dive into the intersections of work, fitness, family, faith, and leadership. We believe growth in one area fuels growth in all. Here's your hosts, Sid Sexton and Keith Glines.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Overlap Podcast. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning.
Yeah, so on a little bit of a roll now. Took some time off, but kind of cruising through, working off of our list. We had some good time to think about the pod and think about the direction and think about, a new section or segment of episodes. And
sometimes you got to take a step back.
I knew he was going to work that in there. He loves that. And there's probably some truth to it.
There's a lot of truth to it.
There's a lot of truth to the podcast we've got going on today.
Yes.
Which is, man, I wish everyone knew this. And if they did, I feel like their life would just be a little bit better. Maybe a lot of bit better. And that is, energy is not a zero-sum game, man. There's some nuance there, but the more you move, the more you have.
Unless you're moving in the wrong direction.
There's that. Don't be moving, running enthusiastically in the wrong direction or towards a train.
Been there.
I have too.
But, Dory from Nemo says it best.
Okay.
Just keep moving.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah. I would say, activity breeds activity.
Yeah.
We could get into a whole nother podcast that don't confuse busy with productive. Don't do that.
We've done that enough.
I know. Yeah. We could talk about that.
Yep.
But let's stay right now just with physical activity. And really that motion creates momentum, energy builds with action, and when you move, lift, build, or lead, you generate more capacity, not less. That's kind of the genesis or the basis of this whole discussion, is that, like, I don't know how many times I've heard, especially in the last probably few months, is I heard someone just yesterday at football practice. This guy was like, not my football practice, but this guy was like, I'm too old to run. And I looked at the guy, and he's younger than me. And I thought, bro, what a terrible way to think. I would hate to be a person, and maybe I'm just automatically obtuse to that whole idea because I'm trying not to be too old for anything when I'm getting pretty old. But I don't want to be too old to have fun. I don't want to be too old to be active. I don't want to be too old to feel good.
I was thinking that very same thing as I saw me in the reel for RX Sport Fit doing box jumps.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking it's still pretty cool that I can still do that.
Yeah, jump up on a box and jump over.
Yeah.
Do a burpee. And look, 2 weeks ago, we did a Saturday workout and killed everybody.
That's right.
We crushed it.
And I've been off.
I know. I was yelling at you the entire time.
Yes,
it was great. It was awesome. That was one of the best times I've had in a long time in a workout.
We got a cool workout tomorrow.
We do.
Cool, but
it's cool.
sad.
It's cool. No, it's cool. It's cool. I think he would want it to be cool.
He would.
And
you know what I thought? I was just going to put 400 pounds on the bar and not warm up. That's what he did.
I know. Oh, God. That's so funny. I'll let the audience in on our inside joke because we've got a really good friend that passed away. It's,
gone too early.
Way too early. But I think I'm choosing to think of it this way: is that guy was super funny. He was a super genuine guy. and we've got to work out tomorrow, and we're going to honor him, and it's just all the bro stuff that he loved doing. And we're going to do that. And I still say some of the same sayings that he says.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
You know what I was thinking? Like, one word comes to mind about Caleb. Kind.
He was kind.
The most kind individual. If I can be as kind as Caleb.
God, I know. Me too. He was great. He was great. God, he was funny too.
Yeah, but he would come into the gym, not warm up, throw, like, he would start with what I was finishing with.
Yeah. He would go, if there's a lady or a kid trapped under a car, do I like, I'm not going to have time to like stretch out and warm up.
That's right.
I was like, yeah, okay, maybe. What a guy. Okay, but back to energy's not a zero-sum game. Motion creates momentum. That's what I want to get across. I don't want to be too old I'm too old to run. And I just think that that sort of highlights the mentality that some people have, that they're like, oh, well, I got kids, I got a business, I've got these responsibilities. I don't have time to do those childish things. And I'd say everything works better if I think you said it this morning, is put the oxygen mask over your face first. And you make sure that you get the movement in the morning or afternoon that you need to be just a better version of yourself.
How can I be cleared to lead if I don't take care of myself first?
Yeah.
And as leaders, we're responsible for the people that we lead.
Yeah. And that could be the household.
Definitely so. The overlap there is huge.
Yeah, I know.
And I see it way too much where moms and dads don't take care of themselves and then expect to be clear and be able to lead properly.
Well, they want their kids to do as they say, not as they do.
Correct.
And I promise you, those kids are watching. They're watching. They're paying attention. They may not say anything, but they're doing the calculus. They're going, this hypocrite over here wants me to go to these practices and these trainings and do all this stuff. But that guy can't even get off the couch.
Hey, little Susie at 9 months old don't need to go to gymnastics.
Yeah. 3 years old might be a little young for jiu-jitsu too. I'm just saying. Maybe 5, maybe 4. Mason was doing it at 4.
Yeah.
5 is much better.
But
for
his
him.
genetics kind of lean into it. It's kind of a whole thing.
He's around it a lot. Yeah. So, with that, the next little bullet point I had was that training your energy system is just like strength training or endurance training. Energy's tangible. The more consistently you push, the more bandwidth you create. And
I do agree with that in every way.
That's a big difference. That's a big mindset difference or change. Would we say a paradigm shift?
It is a paradigm shift, but I also think it opposes the current culture.
Yes, it does. Because
what we're told now is, oh, you got to think. Oh, you got to, like, I love the clarity break thing. Sometimes it's taken too far. It's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
You can take...
if all your time is a clarity break,
yeah, well...
let's get into something.
You can actually kill yourself by drinking too much water.
You
can. No one would say drinking water is bad for you. Too much clarity break is
definitely so.
Yeah, it could be detrimental, especially to productivity. And then you just become an idea fairy and not someone that can execute on ideas. But training your energy system, I just want to say it again, is that like it's just like strength training or endurance. Energy is tangible. The more consistently you push, you redline, you push to that red line, or you push yourself, the more bandwidth you create. If you work out, if you're doing bench presses to failure, you're going to regrow muscle. The muscle is it's going to have a signal to go, ooh, we need to do this. And it will grow enough muscle to make sure that you can do that next time. And then you push it a little bit beyond that. That's how you grow strength. That's how you run 10 miles without stopping one day, but you didn't start there. You started at 1, then you went to 3, then you went to 4, Then you went to 5, and you're slow, but the more you do it, the faster you get. It's just like anything else. And I feel like social media and the world, I never heard the term energy so much as I've heard in the last 4 years. When I was growing up, no one talked about their energy, their energy levels. Now I grew up in Oklahoma, went to college in Missouri. Maybe no one, maybe flyover country, they're not talking about that stuff and they were doing it in California. I don't know, but I never heard, managing my energy.
We are we are balls of energy.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the metaphysical, but we are. But golly, with so much of that talk, I just don't overthink it. You got to get up and move. If you don't have a personal trainer, no big deal. Just go run a mile.
YouTube can be your YouTube it.
You could YouTube it. You could I'm going to do 10 sets of 10 push-ups, 10 sets of 10 sit-ups, and 10 sets of 10 air squats on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to run 1 mile. That's it. That's all you got to do. You'll feel better. You do that for 2 weeks, you will feel better and you won't be as tired in the afternoon. You probably won't need as much coffee. You'll just feel better. Everyone knows that, but everyone sells themselves a story that they need to conserve their energy. My energy's, maybe my T is low. No, dude. No, it's not that. You're just not getting up and moving. That's what it is.
And if your T's low, go get you some.
Well, maybe.
Hey, let me tell you about a friend of the show called Content Fresh. Since they've taken over our social media for the Overlap podcast, we've seen incredible growth. When you combine the growth from all social platforms, we're looking at a massive increase of 2,235%. This partnership has truly transformed our reach and engagement. If you're passionate about growing your business, partnering with Content Fresh could be a game changer for you. Go to overlaplife.com and click on sponsors today.
I want to take a moment to talk about someone who's been instrumental in my personal and business success. That's Johnny Barranco and his team at Barranco & Associates. For over 7 years, Johnny has been my go-to accountant and financial consultant. I can tell you that he's more than just a tax preparer. Johnny takes a holistic approach to all my financial dealings, aligning them with my long-term plans and personal lifestyle. I've recommended Johnny to several friends throughout different business groups around the country, and the feedback has been nothing short of exceptional. His expertise and service are top-notch. So if you're looking for someone who not only prepares your taxes, but also helps you strategize for the future, Johnny and his team at Barranco & Associates are the ones to call. Trust me, you won't regret it. So contact Johnny Barranco today and take the first steps towards financial peace.
I like the next one.
Motion creates momentum. Yeah, I was trying to clear my face to make sure I'd say this without laughing. But your vibe affects the tribe.
And your vibe.
I heard that like a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but like 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's a good one.
I have one of my daughters, when you call her and ask her what she's doing, she says, I'm just vibing.
Vibing. Yeah. Got it.
Your vibe also attracts the tribe.
Does it attract the tribe?
If you don't like the tribe that you're in, maybe it's you.
Yeah, maybe. That could be it. But yeah, maybe. But your vibe affects the tribe. So on this podcast, we talk about leadership all the time. And high personal energy lifts your team. Now, not fake energy, not rah-rah, not you don't have to be Tony Robbins every day. But if you're in there low energy and like Eeyore, it's just going to drag everyone down. Leaders must generate their own energy and sort of lead the room that way. And,
that's a good point. A lot of times we want energy from outside sources.
Oh, yeah.
About our own stuff.
Yes. We want answers outside of us all the time. And it's always internal. Always. Oh, something's got to be wrong with that or them or this or, I'm missing this element in my life that I need to go get someplace. No. It's internal, man. Happiness is an inside job. It's an inside job. And your soul, dare I say, knows the truth. And you know if you're just being lazy. You know if you're not telling the truth. You know if you're lying, and it tears you down and it tears you apart. But, the ego says it can't be me. It's got to be someone else. Someone else's fault. But back to the vibe affects the tribe. Man, that's a big deal. If you're leading your family, leading a team, whatever, you managing your energy is probably one of the prerequisites for being a leader. It's pretty good. You take the last one. I think this is.
So I also think this is a cultural thing too.
I think so too.
And the podcast world, if it's done anything that has done harm to this, what we're about to talk about, the myth of saving it. You don't conserve energy by doing less. You lose it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, if you don't move it, you lose it.
Yeah.
The same with your mind, the same with your job, the same with your business. If some action is not going on inside of there to get better, to do things, to progress, you're just going to lose it.
Man, I'm glad that you said with your mind, because that, how many people have you seen that retire and stop working and stop really doing anything, and then they just decline super fast?
Oh, I can show you over and over, just with my own grandfather.
Yeah, my dad.
When he sat in his recliner, I remember the day he got off the tractor.
Yeah.
And went to sit in the recliner.
Yeah.
From then on, it was downhill from there.
Yeah.
And there's so many. I mean, if you talk to people who are wiser and older, and they will tell you that that's what they've noticed is that when they're like, I have friends that are 60, 70, 80 years old, and they said that I just have to keep moving because all my friends, I watch them.
Mm-hmm. Our buddy Slick Rick. Oh, Rick Miller. Oh man, that dude does not stop moving, and he's sharp.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
And he's not our age.
No,
no.
He swims a mile a day.
I know, and then he runs a mile other days, or maybe at the same time.
There's days I don't walk a mile.
Yeah. But I like that you said the mind, but I also agree with you that it's social media, podcasts, all this information out there talking about conserving your energy, and you just don't ever really conserve energy. You do, right? You can't go ham every day of the week. You do need to rest. I mean, there's the Sabbath and everything else, right? But it's way less than what people give it credit for. You don't have to rest every other day.
We're over-indexing on the 4-hour work week.
Yeah.
And if you listen to even Tim Ferriss, that's not what he meant.
That's not what he's saying. I was going to say, automate your life so you can be more productive in the areas that your God-given talents are.
Definitely so.
You don't have to do the mundane. There's people and things that will do it for you.
So I guess what we're saying is just don't get caught up in current culture that's telling you, hey, just be useless, basically.
Yeah.
That you need a purpose. That's what it all comes down to, is what's your purpose? And I know that's cliche too, but really it matters. Are you doing things that are making a difference for others in some way?
Yeah.
If you're not doing it in your business, are you doing it in your personal life? Are you doing it in your spiritual life? What are you doing? Hey guys, I want to tell you about my friend Wes Cody. He's the president of C2 Wealth Strategies, a financial advisory firm dedicated to providing personalized solutions for your financial needs. Wes and his team of professionals are passionate about helping clients create wealth and achieve financial freedom. At C2 Wealth Strategies, they believe in taking a holistic approach to financial planning and are committed to building long-lasting relationships with their clients, ensuring their financial well-being every step of the way. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Contact Wes and C2 Wealth today at c2wealth.com to schedule a consultation. Let Wes and his team help you build your financial future.
If you're a small business owner looking to take your business to the next level, listen up. My good friend Chris Francis has spent over 20 years growing his tree care business to national success. Now he's partnered with Rick Miller, you've probably heard him here on the podcast before, Harvard MBA, and business consultant to create Roadmap for Growth, an online course to help you scale, build teams, and create systems that last. It's not just for the tree industry. This course applies to any small service business. Check out treebusiness.com or hit the link on the Overlap homepage to learn more. A couple of thoughts and a couple of things that I want to make sure I get across before we shut this one down is number one, I became kind of a health nut or whatever when I just watched my dad wither away, and he ended up dying at the age of 66, which is terribly too young. And he was he was a super smart guy. Never was really active, but like a member of Mensa, that smart, and like really just kind of knew everything about everything, kind of an engineer guy, but built race cars and raced cars and loved motorcycles and other things, right? But I think he just sold himself this story that now that I've got kids, I'm too old to kind of take care of myself. And I'm going to die somehow, some way anyways. And I'm like, God dang, dude. And it just breaks my heart, all of the life that he's missed since then. And I don't want to be that, and my oldest son was like his favorite. And I think he's been dead a long time. Not that long, but I can say that with, and no one else from my family listens to this, let's be honest. But my oldest son was his favorite. And man, his high school football years would have been, my dad would have just moved here to be at every one of those things. And he missed all of that, My daughter swims. He would have loved to see that. My youngest is playing soccer and he's funny. He would have loved to have seen all of that. And he just sold himself a story that I'm too old to do whatever it is to eat well and get moving. And then he retired and then, probably too young, and then just went downhill didn't take care of his diabetes. And there's some other things there, but it was a death spiral. And I just want to make sure that we tell our audience that, man, just don't fall for that trap. And you don't get those years back. And it's so much more difficult to get into shape than it is to stay in shape. And I've gone in and out, I've been in and out a little bit here and there with injuries and stuff like that. And it's tough to kind of get back on the horse, but God dang, it feels so much better. This is just a way better way of life. This is the easier, softer way. This is not harder. This is easier, but you just got to kind of overcome that obstacle mentally that I don't want to get up at 4:45 a.m., or whatever it is. That's when my alarm goes off. And then I don't want to make it to that morning class or whatever. And I feel every single time, I've never felt worse for going to the gym or going to train jujitsu.
Never.
And I feel like my business and the people that I lead benefit from that. But even more importantly, I know my kids are watching. And now my son is old. The oldest son is old enough to kind of say things like that. Like, hey, he didn't quite say it like this, but you read between the lines and maybe be a little more optimistic about it. He was just like, hey, thanks for, being the way you were. You always I worked out with him and stuff like that. And he's like, man, I appreciate that. It kind of taught me whatever. Going to the gym, I enjoy it and other people don't.
Yeah. This week, I brought my daughter who's 21.
Oh.
And she brought a boy in town for me to meet. I'll kill him.
Yeah.
But
should have brought him to jiu-jitsu.
Well, he didn't. But I did bring him to CrossFit.
Okay.
And I waxed him at CrossFit. And so, and my daughter was impressed with me. She was like, "You still got it, old man." That's exactly what she said. And so that's kind of nice that she gets to see like me go to the gym and me be able to like keep up with her and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think that just goes back to the purpose. And really the big purpose is, one, let me be healthy and mentally healthy enough to be there for the people that need me. And then physically, let me be there long enough so I can enjoy all of life. It's a freaking blessing.
Yep.
And I'm probably thinking about that more considering Caleb, that's just gone way too long. I mean, way too early, way too early. Jeez. So energy's not a zero-sum game. The more you move, the more you have. And there's just tons of overlaps and all of that and poignant messages. And we could talk on about it, but you get the point, that is up to you. What else you got, Keith? Anything on this?
If you don't move it, you lose it.
If you don't move it, you lose it. And your vibe affects the tribe. I like it. Well, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these new episodes, and we really appreciate you tuning in. If you've got some friends, colleagues, associates, what have you, family members that might need to hear this message or any of our others, please share them. Share the episodes, and go ahead, subscribe, like, all the stuff.
Share it. Check our sponsors out. We couldn't do this without them.
There we go. Yep.
As they say in Costa Rica, pura vida.
Oh my God. Peace.